You guys like my shorts? Okay, I'm gonna sit down. Hi guys, I am Drew Skyland, and I am going to be making a really personal video. I'm really not a talker. I really don't like controversy. I really kind of just stay to myself. As you can see throughout my videos, I really don't talk, but I try to make a statement as best as I can. I believe that love is love, and that people should have the right to identify how they want to identify, and also be safe to live in this world. And I don't know, I'm really not trying to cry now, but it's just the fact of we are living in such a inhumane world, and it's very scary. And before I get into the topics that I talk about, I just want to make sure that these are strictly personal stories. These are stories that happened to me personally. Also, what I will also be talking about is stuff that may be triggering and my opinion. So throwing it out there. Here's the real tea, sis. I identify as queer, non-binary, and even though that my sex, I was born biologically male, my gender identity is non-binary, queer. And what upsets me the most is that a lot of people think that the LGBT community is weak, but it's not that. It has everything to do with this mob mentality of, if they don't look like us, then we are going to attack. So when you put 100 men compared to one of me, it's not going to look pretty or favorable in my position. I do try to stand up for equality, but it just gets so hard when nobody is taking the LGBTQ community seriously, also the Black community seriously, and also Black trans community. The Black trans community, all I have to say before I even get too deep and even start crying, Malaysia Booker, rest in peace, sweet, rest in peace. She was a Black trans woman at the age of 23 that got harassed, that got physically beaten, and then got murdered with a bullet straight into her head, and there's no investigation, there's no suspect, and you're meaning to tell me that as a society, as a world, we're just going to keep on living our lives? Like, that is so serious. It took me this year to realize, like, hey, I'm kind of non-binary, and it just really hurts, because it's like, who is going to protect me at the end of the day? Who is going to be by my side? Like, people, let's keep it 110%. A lot of people that hate the lifestyle of LGBTQAI+, you guys have families, you guys have husbands that will protect you. I am 5'0". I am a Black, like, look at me. Look at me. Like, look at me. I don't have the security of a man to protect me. I don't have that stability of a man or a woman to be by my side throughout the day. I cannot contact my significant other. I have nobody but myself. I just can't. I expect to live on this earth like anybody else. I expect those Black trans women to live on this earth like everybody else. And it's really disappointing to see your own communities reject you. Like, let that sink in. We are talking about years and years of oppression, years of humiliation, years of saying you are not allowed in these places. What you are doing is disrespectful to me and God. Rot in hell, you faggot. You are an abomination to society. This isn't like some simple matter, guys. Black trans women are getting murdered, and we are not doing anything. We are not we're just not doing anything, and it's really upsetting, and it's really sad, and it's really scary for people like me. And I'm walking down the street, and there's a car full of men that's rolling down their window looking at me like I am a target, or looking at me like I am a piece of meat, or looking at me like I'm nothing. So I'm going to get into a lot of the topics that I do want to cover today. I'm sorry to go into a rant. I just really had to get that off my chest. LGBTQAI plus safety. Just like I said before, a lot of LGBTQAI plus people, even in 2019, guys, still have discrimination. Still have some type of discrimination. I'm not even about to get into the whole straight pride, gay pride thing, but I will, whoever watches this video, I just want you to open up your ears to people of this community, and you will understand why gay pride takes place. You will understand why it's even called pride in the first place. Because as being gay, as being trans, your pride was stripped from you. You were belittled. You were humiliated by everybody. You was the fly on the wall. People stared at you. People stare at me all the time. And then I would talk to older generation men, and they're like, "Oh, why you dressed like that?" And it's like, first of all, that's none of your business. Why, how, who, when, or where I identify as. Nobody's business. If somebody wants to wear a crop top, let them wear a crop top. That doesn't give you the right to attack them. That just doesn't give you the right to attack them. Not at all. LGBTQAI plus safety. It is so scary out here, guys. I'm not gonna tell you where I live, but I live somewhere 3 black trans women died within the last month. 3 black trans women died within the last month. So my safety comes first. My trust in the forces protecting me and taking my side is slim to none. I come home to myself, and then that's totally fine. Like, I'm totally fine being alone. Let me get something like straight out of the blue. LGBTQAI plus people can protect themselves. But let's be real, if there's a 200-pound, 6-foot man, do you guys really expect me to fight him off and be totally scratch-proof? No. And that's the thing that people don't realize. People are so rude, guys. It's ridiculous to the LGBTQAI plus community. They will purposely say that a black trans woman or general or men, they will specifically use the wrong pronouns, and it's disgusting. Black trans women are real women. Okay, let's get that straight out. Nobody is trying to come for your gig, girl. Nobody is trying to say that. Like, it just blows my mind how people have all this say in what a person could do with their life. You shouldn't be able to take somebody's life. You shouldn't be able to tell somebody how to live their life. I am religious. I am Christian. I would never feel the need to walk up to somebody that I disagree with and say you're living your life wrongfully. Regardless if I wasn't non-binary, regardless if I wasn't black. If I was a white, straight man, and if I was Christian, I still wouldn't do that, because I have enough respect for people to let them live their life and find out who they are as a person, and that's only between them and God. LGBTQAI plus safety, all I have to say to my beautiful babies out there, my women, my LGBTQAI plus people, anybody really, if you feel the need to carry some type of, now I ain't saying, girl, if you're like an AK-47, I don't even know what that is, but if you need a taser, if you need pepper spray, get you some. It's getting so bad now to the point that people like me that are uncomfortable with buying those things have to have those things, because we are not taking this seriously as a society, as a community. We are being mocked. Regardless if it's about race, sexuality, or gender identification, you are mocking black trans women. You are laughing in the black trans community face, saying that you are little to nothing, you would never be a she, you would never be a he, you would never be the same thing as a real woman. I heard that before. You would never be the same thing as a real woman. I heard start acting like a man. I heard put some bass in your voice. My mom even called me a faggot. That's a whole separate story time. I went through discrimination through my own family, through the police. The police laughed in my face when I was asking for help. You guys don't understand that the black trans community needs help. Everybody needs help. Don't you ever look at somebody and say they got in that position because they did it by themselves. Not one single person on this earth that is walking, living, breathing, and healthy, like nobody can say that they got where they are today by themselves. It takes people, it takes a community, it takes pouring love and affection into that one person to watch them grow. So when you don't pour love and affection, to a community, to an individual, they will fail. And what's really funny is that nobody is giving these people love and affection, but yet you guys are still saying, why are they in this predicament? If I give them a pat on the back, if I say you are loved, you are welcome, if I even give them a simple hug, that means so much to that person, because at least one person out of that whole day, one person took the initiative to say, I see you, you are welcome, and you are loved. And being non-binary, this is very deep for me because I just recently started identifying as non-binary recently, and I'm sorry if I stutter a lot. I just get like I just have stuttering issues. What I realized the difference in me was that growing up, everybody told me that I was gay. You know, I was like the typical. I wasn't typical. I never played with dolls. I was a techno nerd. I never really stood. Of course I stood out from the boys, but I never really was like, yes, queen. Like I never was that person growing up. A lot of people just didn't know what I was. Like I didn't even know what I was, and it took me until this year when I actually went to college, and then when I actually secluded myself and found myself to be alone, when I realized who I was as a person. A gay person, queer person, lesbian, bisexual, the whole spectrum. The world influences you so much. Here's the thing, if you are a straight person and if somebody says you can't like that person, it's either gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna find somebody else, or you're going to say why your response is invalid. Compared to somebody that is queer or non-binary, it's literally like, oh, you can't like that person, that's against God, or you can't like that person, that's unnatural. And it's almost kind of pathetic because, girl, your highlight is unnatural, your foundation is unnatural, the steroids you take is unnatural, the protein powder you put in your body is unnatural. So let's stop with this is unnatural stuff. Because literally the world we live in, a lot of stuff is unnatural. Burger King is unnatural. The McDonald's fries you eat and grill is unnatural. Sorry to break it to you, honey, but they don't break down. So they just staying in your body. The Coke you are inhaling every day is unnatural. So we need to stop with this whole unnatural behavior. Being non-binary, I realized that I just realized so much of myself. Being non-binary, I never felt so alive in my life and so comfortable with my own skin. I remember growing up, on top of being a flamboyant boy, people would comment about my skin. They had this one boy that said, oh, you the comes out of my straight verbatim what he said. What my brand Drew Skyland is basically to empower, because let me tell you something, nobody knows anything about me, but I represent a lot of marginalized people that been slammed into the dirt for generations. I am black, I am Afro-Caribbean, I am non-binary, I am queer, I am feminine, I am a short male. There's so much stuff that makes me who I am that society says that is unvaluable or unresourceful or useless. And I am here to say I'm 100% healthy, I'm 100% beautiful, and I'm 100% natural. I realized I was non-binary when people kept on calling me gay, and I just wasn't comfortable with that because I knew I wasn't gay. Like I knew I liked boys, but I also like girls, and I also like trans people. And sure, there's a whole thing called pansexuality, but that's totally different from non-binary, because non-binary is on the gender fluid spectrum, and that means that if you identify, I'm not. It's not like this whole pig mentality. It's not like, oh, I wake up to being a girl one day and I'm being a boy next day. No, it's all about gender identification. So even though that I may look like a boy to you on some days, or even now, people that are watching this video now, I may look to them like a girl. It's literally just how that individual look at you in their eyes. So it was very fascinating to me how a lot of people, I would, after high school or whatever, I started being more comfortable in my skin. I started dressing how like I want to dress, as you can see. And as I started being more in touch with who I am as a person, there's been a lot of boys that there have been boys, and there still are boys that hit on me that will ask questions like, are you a boy or are you a girl? And that's totally fine. I love men. I love a man that is so confident with who they are as a person. They can genuinely come up to me, and it's so refreshing when they say, what are your pronouns? Do you identify as a male or female, man or woman? What do you identify with? That is so empowering, and that does not make you homosexual. Let's get that straight. To a lot of straight men out there that hit on people like me or hit on people in the trans community, that does not make you homosexual by actually liking us. It doesn't, because gender is an act. You do not get born and say, yes, vagina. You don't do that. You literally get influenced by male influencers throughout your entire life. Influencers that you've been sucking in their information, a lot of them are probably contradicting with how you believe or how you face reality in this world. So it just amazes me when those type of men, like I congratulate any man out there that dates a non-binary trans person. It means so much that you are so confident in who you are as a person that like genitalia, your genitals pretty much should not define who you love. Even though that I was born with testes, that shouldn't define who I could be with. That tells me that you are looking besides what I have. And that's just so refreshing. That's the good part. The bad part of being non-binary is that I get so much, y'all, like, people do not take me seriously. My family do not take me seriously. Some of my friends don't take me seriously, and that's so upsetting. I dress this way. Sure, it's like 11 o'clock in the middle of the day on a Saturday on a college campus. Nobody is here. But if I walk into a predominantly black community, I will be harassed. Just the other day, I went to Walmart wearing this exact same crop and just some Nike sweats, and some older black lady apparently was disturbed at the way that I looked and had a few words to say. You know, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I don't understand why you came up to me, girl, and you had to say this. You had to specifically go out of your way, stop your shopping while I was doing my shopping, came up to me and was like, boys, don't wear it, don't wear that. How humiliating is that? Not even for me, but for you, because that literally just shows me that the world is not ready. That literally shows me, even in the black community, they still don't accept me. And let me tell you something. I People that don't look like me love me more than people look like me. Let that sink in for a second. There's people, my friends are all colors, all sexualities, all beautiful creations. More people that do not look like me understand me more, give me attention more, and love me more. They are affectionate, they care for me, and they protect me compared to people in my own community, in my own family. So when I look at these comments saying, oh, like all Black Lives Matter, Malaysia died, she was Black. 112 trans women last year in 2018 died. Majority of them were Black trans women. Don't say Black Lives Matter if you don't mean it. How can you say that Black Lives Matter, but you spit in my face when somebody like me walks your way? This has really not much to do with so much as LGBTQAI+, but this has much to do with people that are dark skinned. I love my Black community. I love everybody. I love every single body. But when you are dark skinned, no matter where you come from, girl, if you are dark skinned in that ethnicity, in that race, you will always be shunned upon. So this goes out to my dark skinned beautiful flowers. You are beautiful. You are important. You are magnificent. You can do anything that you want to do, honey. And if people don't see that, if people don't see your beauty, you stunt on these people, okay? You stunt on these people. It took me 19 years to realize my beauty, and I'm still on my self-discovery journey. I don't have the questions to who I fully am as a person yet. I still have some body issues. But that's why I love my brand. My brand empowered me so much. It empowers people so much. It just doesn't tell the story of LGBTQAI+ or Black people. My brand sheds light on every single issue that you could think of. My brand literally questions this whole societal act of gender. What is beauty? How do people think? What do you think of me? What do you think of these type of people? Are you really representing what you really represent? Are you really into this thing? Like, my brand gets nitty gritty because I talk about past events. I talk about events that already happened. My brand actually digs deep, and I actually learn, and I actually want to educate. I actually want to create some art that people could look at. Wow, I never thought about that in that sort of perspective. I never thought about it in that way, in that light before. And it's just really incredible that I get to educate myself, create art, and I get to educate people that see a different side of the world. And I just cannot thank you guys enough. I cannot thank Drew Skyland enough. It's just so hard being me now, and I love you guys so much, and I just want you guys to keep on fighting for equality, keep on fighting for who you are as a person, stand up for who you are as a person, and be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe. Don't ever look down. That's one thing that my mom taught me growing up. You keep your head up, baby. You keep your head up. You value yourself. You value who God made you to be. You keep your head up. I don't care, girl, if you gotta fake it. If you are walking past somebody, if you get scared, keep your head up, because they're probably scared too. They're probably the same thing. When you judge somebody, they are judging you at the same time. When that man is assessing you for being flamboyant, for being gay, he's looking down upon you. You stand up, you stand your ground, you keep your head up, and you keep it moving. And don't kiss the ground for no man that don't give you the respect that you deserve. So, I am Drew Skyland, and thank you for coming. And this is just a little video. My mentor recommended that I make this video. I'll drop his pen handle in the description, and I love you, babies, and keep on living your life.